Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
Lenny, was Jesus a myth?
You know, that's become a more and more popular position by certain people online today. No religious scholar who studies the New Testament and is in a teaching institution, whether they're atheist, agnostic, believes that Jesus was mythical. Bart Ehrman doesn't believe that Jesus is mythical. When you see movies like Zeitgeist, where they start talking about Horus and Jesus and these parallels, they're usually doing a few things. First of all, they are overemphasizing broad similarities. So the idea that Horus was a son and Jesus was a son of a god, Isis and Osiris, that kind of thing. Though they make that very, very broad, but then they start misconstrue the details. For example, Horus is supposedly sacrificed, died, and resurrected. Well, no, if you go to the source material, what you read is, as a young child, Horus is stung by a scorpion and dies, and Isis has to go back to the god of life in order to reanimate him. But that's not the same as being crucified in a real historical setting, dying for 3 days and being witnessed by real historical people. So there's a big difference between those things. I don't think Jesus is a myth. You get things like Mithras, and most of what we know about Mithraism comes from Roman soldiers at about AD 200 coming back from, it was a secret cult, so we don't know what the origin stories really are. We do know, though, that Christianity had been around for about 150 years and was popular in Rome. So one of the questions that we have to ask, folks like Ronald Nash asks, who influenced whom? Were the Mithras people borrowing some of the Christ story in order to make their cult a little bit more attractive, because it's AD 200 or 400 like that, where we have these writings. So, the simplest explanation I can give is if you see ripples in the pond, probably somebody threw a stone in. Christianity, big ripple across the world. There was probably a real Jesus.